Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh and very good morning. Today we are going to discuss the topic is called Partition of Bengal. So Partition of Bengal, I am going to give you the summary of the whole lecture. First of all, we would like to know why the partition was declared and who declared the partition. Okay, partition was declared by Lord Curzon in 1905. Why? Because according to Curzon, in Bengal it was a large area or vast area. It means the Bengal was consist of East Bengal, what you call the Bangladesh now, and West Bengal, what is with India right now, and Odisha, Bihar, and Assam. All 5 states consist of the Bengal. We called Bengal in that time. Okay, what happened in that time? Since the Calcutta was capital city, Calcutta was very developed city in that time, and the eastern part of this Bengal was not developed at all. I mean, it was underdeveloped due to its communication problem, and there are lot of rivers, and people did not have this type of good communication within this area. And for British, it was very difficult for them to rule the whole state together, according to Curzon. That's why they divided the Bengal, and it is East Bengal and Assam was known to be the East Bengal and Assam was in the eastern part, and West Bengal, Bihar and Odisha was in the western part. Okay, what happened in that time? Why partition of Bengal was very important in that time? Because this partition of Bengal issue led the separation of India and Pakistan, and consequently separation of two Pakistans, East and West Pakistan. That means the independence of Bangladesh in 1971. What happened? When partition was declared in that time, when partition of Bengal was declared in that time, it was opposed by the West Bengal people. Particularly, there are the 4 communities: media, lawyer, zamindar, and business community. Okay, and also middle class Hindus. Okay, and Congress. Okay, all together they opposed the partition. Why? Because they call, according to Congress, it is British policy of divide and rule. It means the British would like to rule us by dividing us. It is the divide and rule. That means it is divide and rule is a term we used in the political science field. That means it means when if you like to lead any nation, or if you like to rule any nation, then you have to divide the nation, then it will be easier for you to lead the nation. Okay. Therefore, this is the Congress claim, that they said that it is not the true what Curzon said. The main issue is that they wanted to divide us. Okay. And besides, there are some other communities, they opposed the partition, what I have mentioned earlier, that means the media. Okay. Why? Because in that time, the center of all media was the Calcutta. That means, the newspaper, magazines, and it used to publish from Calcutta. That's why this Calcutta journalist or media group, they thought that if East Bengal, that means this business will be divided. That means paper magazine will be published in Dhaka also. So it will be divided. And later on, the lawyers also same. Lawyer thought that if Bengal would divided, would divided, and then there would be two courts, and I mean there would be High Court and Supreme Court in Dhaka also. So this East Bengal people would not come in Calcutta for their purpose. Okay. Jamidar is another group, because there are some jamidars used to have lands in east and western part. So they thought that if Bengal would divide, then they had to give the tax in Calcutta and in Dhaka as well. And business community, finally they thought that if Bengal would divide, then there will be another port in Chittagong, so the business will be divided also. So this is actually all are related to economic interest. So together with all interest group, and there was a movement against partition, and movement was so strong in that time was that, and it led to violent movement after that. We know that the first what we call the Swadeshi movement, I mean boycotting the British, that used to call the Swadeshi movement, and that's actually affected the British economy in that time. And later on there was a terrorist movement against the British government, and after that the British government thought that it is better to revoke the partition, and therefore they revoked the partition. So now we have to see the what are the consequences of this partition, declaration of partition and partition movement. When partition was declared, when it was opposed by West Bengalis, that means we know that particularly the Hindu majority areas or Hindus, and then the Muslim thought that the Congress or Hindus, they are not looking for Muslims' interest, or that they are no more friend of Muslims, because before 1905 there was only one political party. It was formed in 1986 by British man Hume. Is called Indian National Congress. Okay, Indian National Congress was formed in 1986. The objective of the formation of this organization was to establish good relationship between the Indian people and British. Okay, so it was the umbrella of all Indian people, Hindus, Muslims and other communities. But in 1905, when Congress opposed the partition issue, in that time the Muslim thought that they are not supporting, or they are not in favor of the Muslim cause. Okay, because in partition, since East Bengal was the majority Muslims, and Muslims thought that it would be beneficiary for them. Therefore, they supported the partition movement. And when partition was opposed, in that time 1906, Muslims, majority Muslims, I mean some of the Muslims were still with the Congress, majority Muslims formed All India Muslim League in Dhaka. Okay, it is All India Muslim League. I mean the whole India's Muslim League was formed in Dhaka, and Muslim League declared that they are in favor of partition, and partition would be beneficiary for their people. I mean they called, in that time they used to call Mohammedan people, that means the Muslims. Okay, and for that reasons, if there will not be any partition issue, there will not be any partition, the partition issue, the Muslim League would not form in 1906 perhaps, and that Muslim League actually led to Pakistan movement, and consequently the Pakistan, a new nation, was established from India, and after that the Bangladesh got independence from Pakistan. Okay, so that's why the partition of Bengal issue is very important for us, that I have mentioned several times and repeatedly. And also we said that the Muslim League was formed in that time, and after that British thought that the declaration of revocation of the partition of Bengal actually they frustrated the Muslims, and that's why they declared that they are going to establish a university in Dhaka, and after that actually this is the result of the formation of University of Dhaka was the result of declaration of that Lord Curzon's after partition movement. Okay, so that is the main issue of whole partition of India. Thank you very much.